Halloween is just around the corner. It used to be a time of spooks, frights, and mean tricks played by teenagers, but frankly in recent years it's lost its edge. But don't worry, just around the corner is something a lot scarier than Halloween. November 5th, Election Day. Hi everyone, I'm Theodor Martin and I'm with WooTV. So Election Day didn't used to be this scary. Election season was generally a long, dragging year or so of campaigns and speeches that people would usually get bored of by the time the actual day rolled around. But this year, with former President Donald Trump returning to run against Vice President Kamala Harris, things seem a little bit different. A recent poll found that 61% of Americans fear violence around the election, and 27% of Americans fear that a civil war could break out. So there's a general feeling that stakes are higher, to say the least. And to make matters worse, nearly all forecasters have the election at a 50-50 toss-up. As to the writing of the script, 538 has Donald Trump with a 53% chance of winning, 270 to win has him at 50.8%, and Decision Desk has him at 52%. Now, you may be thinking, but all of these have Trump winning, which technically you'd be right, but if you were in a race and you were told that you had a 49% chance to win, and then somebody came along and told you that, don't worry, now it's a 51% chance, would that really make you feel any better? I just had to go out and buy batteries for this video, so the production value on this is officially $6.54. WooTV, please reimburse me. Donald Trump absolutely has been seeing some momentum, and while there are some high-quality polls that reflect this, most of the polls in recent days have been, shall we say, lower quality. And these polls tend to lean Republican, so that may be skewing the forecasters in Trump's direction, but frankly, it's hard to tell by how much. And of course, then there's the issue of how in 2016 and 2020 polls were completely wrong. And I won't get into that, but Nate Cohen has a great piece for the New York Times that I've linked in the description below. As for what's going on behind the scenes, we're seeing two starkly different attitudes emerge behind campaign closed doors. Democrats are rapidly losing confidence in Kamala Harris, although it should be noted that they tend to do this every election year. Meanwhile, Republicans are maybe almost overconfident about Trump's chances. He's constantly saying that he's leading in the polls, and they're always talking about how it's going to be a blowout. But frankly, the unfortunate fact that we're going to have to deal with for the next week or so until Election Day is that we have no idea who's going to win the election. And to be honest, as more people vote early and more people become more and more polarized and more excited about their own candidate, very little is going to actually change people's votes at this point. And the thing is, even after Election Day, we might not know the result for the next few days or even weeks. In 2020, the Associated Press didn't even call the election until November 7th, the Saturday after the election. That's 5 days. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic was responsible for most of that, with mail-in ballots needing to arrive and be counted. But over the course of the next 2 months, the Trump campaign launched over 60 lawsuits in order to try to overturn election results. Of course, none of these lawsuits panned out, and Joe Biden is now president, but this year they've started early. The Trump campaign and the Republican National Committee have started what they call an election integrity program, filing lawsuits before the election even starts. There's been a lot of ongoing rhetoric that undocumented immigrants are going to be voting in this election by the millions, but that's just not true. Recent state voter roll investigations have only found a couple thousand non-citizens registered to vote in Arizona, 600 in Ohio, and 20 in Georgia. That doesn't even represent much of a change from past years. There's no influx of illegal immigrants coming to rig our system. But most people aren't scared of legal shenanigans. They're scared of actual physical shenanigans, which tend to be much more dangerous than legal ones. People are fearful of another January 6th, no matter who wins. But I'm optimistic. We've made it through bad times before, and I think we will again. I'm Theodor Martin, and this has been WooTV. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at WUTV_22. Thanks for watching.